All right, here we're here. Hello, episode 9. Hard to believe, but true. I was looking at our metrics. We have about 14 listeners, which is, I mean,
Well, tell people, Paul, where they can find us.
yeah. So they can find us on a bunch of places. They left coast gamers chat is got a web page, not a web page. That's wrong. It's a Facebook page. And then we're also posted on Major Wellington site and HMGS PSW and on the discords of both of those places. I also post on LA Gamers Discord. I'm trying to remember their name. Let me get their name right up here so that I'm not LAGHG. And then there's a new group, which I guess Richard is starting up, which is Gameology Historical Miniatures. Is that right?
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and they've got a bunch of members, so he's starting that up on Facebook,
Right
where,
on.
where we all live, where all us Gen Xers and Gen Wers live.
Nice. Hopefully it'll
Okay.
drive some gaming.
Yeah, I mean, if there's another Facebook group to join, I'm all for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
look them up. It's let me see the exact words here. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's no biggie. It's Gameology Historical Miniatures, I'm pretty sure.
Right on.
Yeah. So let's talk. Let's say, okay, so I've been doing my massive working 6 days a week. So my gaming has been nil. I have been painting though.
Nice.
So I have
Oh, right.
the
Oh,
infamous 88,
awesome.
yep, that
We
I've been building and painting, which comes with 7 guys, right?
nice. Looks good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do it with that late war camouflage because I want to play Song Bridge.
Right. I
And
still have to get one. I haven't bought one yet.
yeah, there's 3 in the game in the scenario that you can play through the campaign book.
Mhm.
So that's kind of wild.
A little bit of firepower.
You need some more, yeah.
I need some more. It's one of those things, though. Come on, really? Buy 3? Really?
Hey, it's a battery. You need a whole battery of
Yeah, hold that. It's part of the whole mystique. Um, So yes, it's called Gameology Historical Miniatures. So I'll be posting on there as well.
Perfect.
When we did lip sync, we had a lot of followers. We had like 50.
That's what I was wondering if what we're doing with that part of it.
Well, it's $5 a month.
Okay.
And so maybe we can dig in and find some people that will sponsor us.
Right.
We've talked about having some guest speakers. I mean, we had the church on that one
Right.
time. That was fun
Yes.
having Lewis and Dan and you and me. Was that it? I think that
Yes.
was
Yeah.
it. Just the
I
four of
think so.
us
I think so.
in that amazing All Angels church.
Yes.
I can never remember the whole name, and I know Dan laughs every time I try to do it.
It's St. Michael's it starts
St.
with.
Michael's. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Just go to the Facebook group. Just go to Major Wellington and look for it, the
And then
event.
I'll pop up.
Yeah. See, I'm not Presbyterian, so I wouldn't just
Oh,
like it wouldn't
very
just
cool.
like
I think
come right
they're
off.
Episcopal. Is that different? Episcopal?
Episcopalian?
Yeah. I think they are.
They are different, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Not that they're different in a bad way, just different.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Very good.
So
Right on.
we've gotten into a religious theme here. I'm not
Where is
sure,
this
should we?
going?
Yeah, maybe we should be playing Crusades. I don't
Nice.
know. You're
Right.
playing Ancients, aren't you painting up Ancients?
Yes, I'm in the middle of a bunch of galls, getting them ready for going to try out Hail Caesar at Xander's in Camarillo, and Paul Hobson's going to run the Infamy game. It's Two Fat Lardy's game. So just good to hopefully get people out there to do the learning of that game. So I'm just painting up 1,000 figures right now.
Oh my gosh,
Well,
yeah.
only 1,000, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. It's only 98, I think, 98 galls. So
Back in the day, I bought a whole Legion tin plastic. It's part of my pile of shame.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had it sort of forced. I got the starter set, Caesar's War starter set, sort of handed to me for a cheap price, and then I put a pressure on myself because I was like, oh, I should do this for Ides of March. So then I put myself out there. Now I gotta get the box done before the Ides of March.
Well, when I started, I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be awesome. So I went to start painting and there's like so many paint schemes. And I was like, uh, okay, I'll do that later.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do groups of like fives of colors like reds, blues, groups of fives.
Well,
But then it's
the shields are intense, aren't they?
yeah, it's they have decals, but cutting them and stuff's hard. And then I did the Romans already. I'm done with them. They weren't as difficult, but the barbarians have all the different Celtic patterns, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do all that before I can play and stuff.
And are you thinking of using the Warlord Ancients rules?
Yeah, the Hail Caesar ones. Yeah, I'm gonna use those for sure. I've
Okay.
never played before, so I'm just throwing it out there to learn and see what happens.
Well, that's dedication. You're going to build a whole army on a game you've never played.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Well, I've watched it online and it looks fun.
Oh,
And
okay.
you know, I found lately that putting pressure on myself to get rid of my pile of shame has been helping me get rid of my pile of shame. So
Nice.
Have you been adding to your pile of shame though, as you
I've
try to
actually
delete?
I have been trying not to, but I did break down and I have this for you, Paul. I bought the little Kettenrad
Oh,
from Tamia with the little Goliath on it because I thought of you. You played me with the Goliath that one time. So
yeah.
look forward to trying that out.
And as I remember, it actually worked, didn't it?
Yeah, no, it did.
That because it's like a 50-50 chance if it even
Right.
works.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how that works.
Yeah, because it'll never work in a tournament for me. It'll just work when we're at like Xander's or something.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's get back to the schedule. I mean, not the schedule,
Yes. The agenda.
the agenda. That's it. Okay, thank you. Maybe you should be running this, Mark.
No, no, you're good. You're good.
Colonials, Mark, you're going to tell us about colonials at Odyssey.
Yeah, I feel like I've been talking a lot. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, it was really fun. We did the how does that go? Men who would like to be king. Who would like to be king at from Osprey Games. It's a pretty straightforward rule set. We had about 10 players out there. We had a one board of just one-on-one, and then a two-on-one, which is I was on. I was fighting two players. I was British fighting two Sudanese forces. And then one more table where we had two-on-two. It was again, I believe it was like a British, like Indian force versus some Sudanese because we just threw it together. Real fun. It's a straight up game, like I said, really fun. Easy to learn, easy to get a handle on it real quick and get new players into it. So,
So tell us the turn sequence real fast.
okay, I believe it. You have five choices. You either have free moves, depending like natives have a free move, and where they can move forward, and then sometimes you have initiative moves where you have to use your initiative with your officer to move. So the British have to use an officer initiative to move, where the natives don't, but the British have a free fire move where the natives don't. And so there's, different trade-offs. And I made the mistake. I ran out and tried to fight some natives instead of letting them come towards me, just like in real life, letting the volume of fire just build up, which I didn't do. I sort of went out haphazard and paid the price for that. So it's just a classic tribe versus colonial force game.
Cool. And then it shows here that you guys did some bolt action pickup games.
Yeah, I did actually, and I've been trying out my Stuka Fuss. Well, I don't know if you know what that is. It's the Hanomag with the Nebelwerfers on the side of it. Multi rocket launcher. So that was real fun. I hit a unit and blew it up, so that was nice.
So does it
Uh,
work the same as the Katushkas where you roll and if you get a six, then you resolve that, and then anything near it up to a certain amount of inches, you keep rolling sixes, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was real fun like that.
that's
So
cool. And
yeah.
then you tried Wings of War.
I did. Never. I mean, just threw it out real quick. We didn't use the models. We used the cards. So yeah, it was really fun. I haven't played that ever, and I like it. It's real easy. I think any age person could learn it really fast and like it. So
Yeah, they played that at Strategicon this past time. They played at past cons. It's a good game for a lot of people. You just give one plane to each person playing, and it's easy to pick up. And the more people, the better.
So you're
yeah,
getting a
it's
nice
like
fur ball going.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a easy version of X-Wing without all the Jedi powers and upgrades and stuff. So
I always marvel at those kinds of games that are a 3D game played on a 2D surface with 2D kind of rules. Is that how
right.
that's played as well?
Um, you, I'll let Phil talk to that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I've got the game. I've got about a dozen planes. There are some altitude rules because the flight stands actually have different number of pegs. That's an advanced rule that's typically not used like at a convention demo game or something like that. But it's an option.
Yeah, I didn't play with the altitudes. We just played just using the cards and learning the movements and fighting basically.
Okay. So I want to stick to the agenda, and it
Sure.
says here church event, cruel seas, and blood red skies. None of us went.
I was going to go. Something came up the morning of the event here, and I couldn't make it. But because I was going to do the Blood Red Skies part of it, because I had a bunch of plans I've been working on. But I think they had 7 or 8 players. They had 2 games of Cruel Seas going on at the same time, I believe. Basically, two-on-two games. Some of the players didn't have any models, but a couple of their players had tons of models and supplied models for everybody, and they had a good time. And then there was a quick demo game that somebody ran of Blood Red Skies after those games finished. So I heard it went really well. I'm sorry I couldn't have been there, but um, they had a good time. So yeah, and there was some new people who had never been to the church before, so that was a good sign.
Hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I missed it also. I had some stuff to take care of. But yeah, I'm glad to hear all that. It's really nice.
So Phil, you're going to tell us about Strategicon.
Yeah, so same weekend Mark had the Colonials at Odyssey. I had the Strategicon. So knowing me, I was there for a day and played BattleTech all day, but there was also, and that was 3 rounds, uh, different scenarios. I was the overall winner, so bragging about that. That was so yes.
Right,
So I
right.
got I got a nice Odyssey gift card out of it. So,
Awesome.
uh,
Awesome.
but there were also a bunch of historical games there. I mean, there was an English Civil War game going there, which was actually quite large. They had 6 players, but they had hundreds of models on the table, and it was very impressive looking. Um, they had Napoleonics the next day. There was also a Team Yankee tournament on Saturday. I saw there was also a Wings of War demo game. I think there was a Bolt Action demo game. The local HMGS chapter was there with a demo table basically and was doing different demos all day Saturday and Sunday of different kinds of games. So it was actually a fairly well attended convention. It was fairly full, so which was nice to see. And there are a lot of people in the miniatures room. So yeah.
That's great now,
Good.
but there's a lot of board gaming going on as
Oh
well,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of board gaming. There's a board game room. There's a RPG area. There's a collectible card game room. I mean, they even have computer games there. It's a big convention. I mean, it's got to be 3, 4 thousand people for the whole weekend. So it's like 1,000 people a day at least. So yeah.
It's
So
great.
so yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. If I weren't so busy during my season with that, that would be a really great place to set up a table and just do our podcast.
Oh yeah,
Well,
well, yeah, we should think about that for sure.
Yeah.
Memorial Day is the next con. I've heard that Wi-Fi is terrible in there, but we could just record it there. Yeah, but I mean, it's a good place to walk around and get interviews. That's for sure. People have done that
Right,
before.
Well, we could
right.
also do cellular. I have the ability to do cellular, so we could do that. That would be
Okay.
really
Nice.
cool. Yeah. We might even start long range planning that, put it on the docket.
It's
Yeah, for sure.
Memorial and Labor Day are the next two conventions. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We could have a lot of fun doing that. So, future events, are we ready for future events or shall we move into the meat and then go to future? I think we'll move into the meat.
let's move
Okay.
to the meat.
Yeah, so we found now that Phil is the number one player, at least for
For
now,
that one event,
He's
for
yes.
that one.
taking on all challengers.
But you came in, what place did you come in for LVO at BattleTech?
6 out of 24. So
That's really
good
good.
enough. Top 25 is good. So
Yeah.
All
I'm
right, all
happy.
right, Phil, give us one of your secret ingredients for winning tournaments with BattleTech.
Uh, Building a good force that you gotta know what the mechs are and don't get too aggressive. If you get too aggressive, you're just gonna run into a hail of fire and get shot to pieces.
I see. Very
Okay.
good.
And is this the hex version that you play at the tournaments or not?
At LVO, it was not. Uh, at the convention this month or last month, it was a mix of both the hex version and the hexless version, the Alpha Strike version. So
And
that
is it like
those
bolt action? You can't pre-measure with the hexless version?
you could pre-measure.
Okay. So why the difference? What's the
Um, nor if you want to just control one mech yourself, which is the first couple of scenarios. So the first scenario was basically a death match. So we had 9 urban mechs leave, only 1 urban mech left. Um,
Which
Mine
is
died.
you.
No,
Ah,
I didn't actually win any of the events, but overall, I won the event. So yeah, my scores were the best. I finished in second a couple of times.
nice?
So yes, I got shot to pieces pretty fast. And if you're controlling only one mech, the BattleTech rules are a lot more detailed. Um, and so it's certainly, and the game lasts a bit longer than if you're doing the hexless version. And it's the way you want to play if it's just one mech a person. And the second event was also one mech per person, except it was a race from one side of the map to the other. If you died, you got to respawn in a slightly better version. Um, my guy made it to the end. He respawned a couple times, but he killed quite a number of them of other mechs on his way across the map.
Nice.
And the third event was the hexless version. So what we had is we each only controlled one mech, but it was a instead of a weedy little urban mech, it was a top of the line 100-ton giant mech. So you could do that by yourself in Alpha Strike, no problem. And we were just facing waves of zombie mechs basically that um, kept on coming. Um, Mechs started dropping. Mine and one of the other persons, we lasted the longest, although he had a couple more kills than I did, so he won the third event. But yeah, it was brutal. We'd shoot them and they'd keep on respawning.
Yeah.
that sounds like a cool event, though.
It was I have to hand my hat to the organizer. He did a really good job. He came up with the scenarios himself. They were designed for a tournament with a large number of people, and they all worked out well. So yeah,
Nice.
And that was strategic. That was
yeah.
LVO, right?
No, that was strategic
Oh,
on.
Strategicon. So how many members did you have, or how many entrants?
There were 9, so we had 9 people
Okay.
in each of the 3 games. So yeah. Actually, in the third game, one person had a drop, so we only had 8, I think, in the third.
So
Which
when do
for
you start? What time in the morning do you start?
So that one we had, I think, a game at 11. The second one was at 3, and the third one was at 7. So, but they only lasted 2.5 hours each. So there was like a good hour between each of the 3 rounds. I mean, we were there till like 10 o'clock at night,
Hmm.
but there was like an hour for grab some food and go check out the dealer's hall between each of the 3 events, which was nice.
Did you
Nice.
add to your pile of shame?
Um, I bought some terrain, yes, and I bought some mechs which have not all been painted, and I bought some 3D printed terrain which I did paint. So yes,
Hmm,
but yes, there's some more stuff I bought.
that's awesome. Well, we've all been wanting to play and have you teach us, but we just haven't seemed to cross that
As
bridge
soon,
yet.
yep, as soon as you get more free, we could schedule a game. Yes.
Yeah, excellent. All right, so who's buying the new Warlord uh, answer to the Two Fat Lardies What a Tanker game called Achtung Panzer?
So I
I
mean,
haven't.
Go
Go
ahead,
for it.
Phil.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely am. I heard a podcast that talked about it. Um, in What a Tanker, you're controlling basically one tank per person. So Actung Panzer, it seems like you're controlling maybe three tanks or something as a group. So it's not quite What a Tanker. Um, and it's a little bit more card based, it seems like, because they sell a rule book and they sell these decks of cards. So you got to buy, there's a deck of cards for the four countries that are initially being supported. Um, so I'll try. I mean, my goal was to buy a couple of those, but you might only be able to buy all four right now as a package, and then the rule book. Um, it's all on pre-order now. I don't think it's coming out till May, if I remember what it said on Warlord, but it sounds fun. Sounds like it plays fast, so I'll definitely be getting it.
I'm gonna let you guys buy it and show me it, and then I will see if I want to do this.
That is
I mean,
kind of your trademark. It's, yeah.
I
Except
Yeah.
got I got German tanks, I got U.S. tanks, so I don't need to buy any more models. So yeah, I could just start playing.
but to
There
be
you go.
fair, Mark, you have all the models.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'll
So
bring the terrain and models if you guys have the cards. How about that?
yeah, so it says on the Warlord website it's not available till April, but they're not giving
Okay.
an actual date. So May is probably more realistic. I'm going to get it just because I read Troy's review of it, which was very comprehensive. He actually has a copy of it, so I hate him now. And he's played it with his Indiana group. Um,
Okay.
so he really went through it quite detailed. They loved it. They thought it was really, actually, he posts that he got him back into
What
building
is the
models.
website? What is the website that you're reviewing from?
It's No Dice, No Glory.
No Dice, No Glory. Okay.
Yep. And I believe that's his website. And he writes, he's a writer, he's actually a published author.
Okay.
Little
Yeah,
shout out to him.
Yeah,
there's
shout
actually a
out to
No
business.
Dice No Glory is actually a podcast, and that he helps edit and stuff like that. It's so he's part of the No Dice No Glory group.
Right.
Awesome. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah. So they talked about kind of how they went about doing it. I read quite a bit about it through his text or his post, his blog post. And what I like about it is, you have that kind of random event thing. So,
Ah,
and one
yes.
of the things that bothers me about those things is that you have terrain out there and it's like, oh, there could be something there. So I just have to pretend there is. But in this game, you can go, okay, I think there's something that could be there, so I will shoot at it,
Oh,
and now nothing can come from there.
uh-huh, nice.
Which,
Okay.
yeah, I think that's a really smart like
That
game
reminds
mechanic.
me, that reminds me of Sword in the Flame. You have to send your troops out to investigate terrain areas and
Hmm.
say, I investigate that area. Is anyone there? And then the opponent has to say yes or no. So
Right.
yeah,
And
that's cool.
then, yeah, and
I
this
like
is more like random events. So when you play an
right.
event, it says, any terrain piece that is not been declared free or clear can be
Right.
now pops up a unit of infantry or something that shoots at you and then runs off. So it's
Okay.
a cool mechanic. I mean, obviously, we're all going to try to integrate the whole thing into bolt action
Sure.
because that's just
Yeah.
where we're all our heads are at. But
Right.
the other thing is that it's got a very cool, card. So you're really running the tank and you're seeing all of the um, ammo that you have and uh, the unique characteristics of the tank.
Good.
So it's much more detailed. I think it's going to be a great game.
Sweet. Sweet. I look forward to playing it.